Hey friends, today's video is in collaboration with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. And I'm just really thankful to be a part of that collaboration and be able to share my family's homeschooling goals for this year. So we just finished week 5. So we're starting week 6. And my goals definitely don't line up the same as they did before we started school this year. I still just can't believe like the evil, and I'm just still so sad, and I don't know, like I just have just that urgency that I needed to change things. And the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk has just really opened my eyes to see what truly is important. And like, not to sound hokey, but it really was my turning point to know that I need to reshift my focus. It's really interesting that what felt important that day and even now is just so different to what felt important before that happened. Earlier in the week, I was trying to work on the script and I just couldn't articulate what I was wanting to say. It's like, things just wouldn't kind of come together. And I was just like, okay, Lord, I just really need you to help me. Just direct me, Lord. I don't know. I've just been staring at blank papers too long. And anyway, I realized it was actually Wednesday. So I was like, oh, church is about to start. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of brainstorm and watch that. And so the first song that came on was Heart of Worship. And so it says, I'm coming back to the heart of worship. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the things I've made it. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus. And I was just like, boom, like, okay, I get you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. And so moving forward, um, that's kind of my mantra, I guess. It's all about you, Jesus. Everything else is important, but seeking you and learning about you is of utmost importance. So, just so thankful. Um, so, anyway, that's kind of my main goal for this homeschool year. So, I've added logic into our homeschool. I've had it for about 2 years, maybe 3. But it's logic from its introduction to logic from master books. And it actually says like 8th to 10th grade, but my youngest, he can do it. So, like, I'm going to read this. In the course description, it says to think logically is to think in a sense like God thinks. So, by studying logic, you're actually studying theology. So, I'm excited to add this into our morning work, our group work. We've already added it this week, towards the end of the week, and the boys really liked it. I mean, right now it's just kind of the introduction, but I know that they're fully capable of understanding it, and I'm excited to learn it with them. So we're also redirecting our mornings to our apologetics, which we were doing apologetics before, but I don't feel like I gave it the actual time that we should have. Like, and I've mentioned this in another video, if we were running late or if something was coming up, sometimes I would, cut back on that. And so I'm not doing that anymore. I'm cutting back on maybe core subjects. I'm not going to cut back on our apologetics or our logic or our Bible. This just means, if something comes up, those things take the priority. Whereas before, I would say that apologetics would get shortened or something like that, and I would let core subjects take priority. And I was doing away with the most important part of our school. So That is a goal, is keep that as our priority. I've also added a course on the Constitution. Like, I don't even know the Constitution. I've heard it, and so I'm really excited. I got it actually from the Turning Point USA. I'd mentioned in another video. They had it for free with the code education. So I printed that out, and for now we are memorizing what is the Constitution, and so that's kind of what we focused on this week. I think my kids can memorize way better than I can, because I still am trying to get down like the last part of it, and they already know it. But anyway, I want them to know why America needed the Constitution and what events led to its creation. So I'm excited to dive into that as well and learn more about that. Um, so overall, I guess, this top goal for our homeschool is just equipping us with truth, discernment, um, all the things. I mean, our world is just so like loud, it's so confusing, and academics, of course, they're going to matter too, but I don't know. I just have an urgency that this takes priority. So for my first goal, I'm just really excited to be able to equip them more, equip myself more, to share Jesus and stand boldly for biblical truth and memorize our scriptures. So our second goal for this year is just to explore different career paths. And the boys have several things that they're very interested in. They'll sometimes talk about, like, well, if, I may need to go to college. And so they kind of toy back and forth with some careers that require it, some that don't. I just thought it would be fun to just say, okay, well, this is your interest. What are your options? And so, anyways, right now their first career to explore is owning and managing a golf course. And so we'll kind of look into what that entails, and I'm excited to. We haven't really got to dive in deep yet on that, so we will start looking more into it this week. They have really great ideas, though, and things that I, never probably would have thought of, but I love it. So that's our second goal, is just to add that in. Our third goal for this homeschool year is golf. They would live at the golf course if they could. So we count it as PE, and they go almost every day. So that's good. One of my boys has more confidence in his ability, I'll say, than another. And so one of them actually does want to start taking golf lessons. The other one doesn't really want to right now. I mean, he knows he has a lot of work to do, but he just doesn't want lessons. So we are going to start that. So one is starting lessons just as we can swing it. They'll take it. It's really convenient. There's a guy here at our golf course that does it. So he's excited about that. That will help with improving their golf game, and that's our third priority. So the kids are going to continue to play in fall tournaments. They've played in one. They're for sure going to play in two more this fall, maybe three. And I just think, with that sport, or especially like a golf tournament, it's really hard for them. It would be really hard for me too. The key to it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is if you start off bad and you have, a bad, what do you call, score, I guess, on your first hole or whatever hole, you have to be able to put that aside, move forward. It's new, you know, and they struggle with what I think I would struggle with, is like, I'm terrible. Like, ugh, I've already done terrible. It doesn't really matter. Kind of it's not really woe is me, I don't think, when you're that age. Maybe my age is kind of woe is me. But for them, it's just like, that feeling of defeat just from messing up, Um, it's a lot of mind, a lot of uh, that. It's in your mind. And so golf is just a different sport than what we've ever played. I have football kids and baseball kids and basketball kids. And now as golfers, they're loving it, but it's just very, very different all the way around. So anyway, they'll be doing their tournaments when we'll be starting lessons. Um, so that is our third, is just to continue making that a priority. I want them to continue to love the game. It's a great sport. It's a great uh, passion and hobby to have for homeschoolers, especially when homeschoolers can't play public school sports where I live. So there's that. So extra thankful for that. I'm going to check my notes. Okay. Oh, and of course, the golf, just knowing that they have a tea time that afternoon or whatever, it makes them totally focus when they need to focus. And it's easy for me to redirect their focus using, remember, if you want to make your tea time, we really need to get this done. So that's been nice too. So yeah, this week was kind of the first week for our little bit of shift. We're just kind of gradually next week it'll be more noticeable, and I'm excited. Um, so just kind of shifting our focus by adding the logic. I'm really excited about that. That curriculum looks just so good. Studying scripture together is just going to be uh, it's going to be good. And we've always done it, but I just feel like it was just more of a routine, and maybe intentional is the good word. So as we focus on that, I know that I'm forever going to treasure this time with my children. I always feel that way, but I think by redirecting and growing closer to Jesus and just know more about what he wants from us, and that I'm just really excited for them and myself. And so um, I'm going to treasure this time always. I know I'm very blessed. Another nice thing with golf is that they're getting to go, almost every day. Sometimes it's just hot or rainy and we don't, but I would say overall, I mean, they go more than not. But they're able to see their friends at the golf course, and that's been one thing that's kind of been hard with homeschool, as they've kind of graduated out of those little kids sports, or youth sports are too old, and that was just a really great way to see their friends every week. And so we've been missing that. And so them going to play golf in the afternoons, they've been seeing their friends. So basically, I guess outside of doing our very best with our academics, these are our homeschool goals for this year. I'd love to know if you've ever had to reprioritize your goals or switch things up mid-year or midterm like me. And if you have, you're definitely not alone. But anyway, I thank you for watching. Thank you to Abby and Jessica for hosting this. And I just hope everyone has a really good day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.